If you're out in the woods now in early April, watch for these cute little ruby-crowned kinglets to be flitting around. They spent the winter down in southern states closer to the Gulf of Mexico where it's warmer, but now they're headed north and they will end up in northern Minnesota and southern Canada where they like to nest in the spruce fir forests up there, typically way in the top of one of those conifer trees. By the way, this is a male ruby-crowned kinglet. Notice those bright red feathers on the top of his head, right there on the crown. Believe it or not, he can hide those red feathers if he wants to. And the female does not have any red feathers on the top of her head at all. Anyway, these little ruby-crowned kinglets, one of the distinctive characteristics besides the red crown on the male would be a white ring around their eye. Otherwise, they're just kind of a drab olive green color. They do have one little white wing bar there. But they eat little bugs. And a favorite place that I like to look for ruby-crowned kinglets in the spring is along some of our trout streams, where they'll be plucking midges off of the, you might say, the branches near the stream. So anyway, be on the lookout for the ruby-crowned kinglets now in the early part of April. Golden crown kinglets are migrating through the woods at the same time as ruby crown kinglets here in the driftless region, which is usually the prime time would be now in early April. Golden crown kinglets are the same size and general color as a ruby crown kinglet. The main difference is in the color on the top of their head, whereas the male ruby crown kinglet has just a solid red crown. The golden crown kinglet, as you can see there, has a yellow or golden stripe down surrounded by black on the top of its head. Now the female even will have that yellow crown. A female ruby crown kinglet never shows any red at all. But the female golden crown kinglet will have a yellow stripe there. The male golden crown kinglet will actually have an orange stripe down the center of the yellow stripe. So you may be lucky and he'll flash that color for you there. A great place again to look for kinglets is along our trout streams, where I photographed this guy who was hawking little midges that were emerging from the water on a cool April day. These brown creepers are really cool little birds. If you happen to see them out climbing up a tree trunk, they kind of resemble a mouse when you see them at first. They're moving in very quick motions as they kind of, again, work their way up a tree. And then when they get to the top of a tree or a ways up the tree, they'll drop back down and start up again. So it's kind of fun to watch them in action. If you're trying to take photos of them, it's really tough because they really never stop moving. Notice that long curved bill that they kind of poke up under the tree bark there as they're looking for food. Brown creepers, they do kind of migrate. They could winter here in the driftless region, but a lot of them will shift south. They'll move north into northern Minnesota, southern Canada, where they will actually nest underneath loose tree bark. So they really spend their time kind of, you might say, on the sides of trees, and they blend in beautifully with a tree as well. If they would ever stop, which they never do, but if they did, they would blend right in. But this little brown creeper here, again, was picking off some midges that were hatching along a trout stream, and then they'd fly to the tree, and the brown creeper would pluck them off.